Very scary. I've got good friends who have business, several, and people in droves are now saying that they are removing their money from the big banks, and they will at least go credit union, but they don't think that you'll be able to. There's going to be ways that the government's going to be able to tie in. And now, have you heard about this identity? They want to put a this digital identity onto all of us, which I think once that goes in, they'll shut anybody they want off anytime they want.
Yes, and that is part of the package. They haven't been shy about the digital ID. It's supposed to be to your benefit, so you don't have to carry a card around. But we know better than that. We know that this is a quick segue into effectively a social credit score, which our prime minister has not been shy about his admiration for the Chinese system, and it's what he called a basic dictatorship. So there's no question that the banking system, big Wall Street, big government, they're colluding to control the people financially, because they know if they can control them financially, they've effectively controlled them entirely. Because, well, you don't want to be a good boy and follow exactly every edict that we've given you, then just you won't be able to buy groceries for your children, right?
It would have every Canadian's digital ID. I don't want this in this world. I don't want this
Mm-mm.
after what we just saw that our government can do to us in a drop of a hat.
Absolutely not. Rock solid safety? Yeah, no thanks, gentlemen. Not interested in your version of safety. We've suffered under their version of safety quite enough in the last few years. I am not interested, and I'm not joining in, and neither are millions of other Canadians. This is really, really frightening, actually. This kind of propaganda is just reminiscent of this whole CCP style control over our whole entire life, where they can just flick a switch and make you effectively disappear. They don't have to take you to a camp anymore. They just turn you off, and then you are a non-entity in society.
It's like a social credit system, right?
It is a social credit system. That who determines what your digital ID lets you do or not? It's certainly not yourself. So I want to know who controls the levers of the power. That's really what it comes down to. It doesn't matter what benefits there are for me. I want to know who can turn it on and off.
So with a lot of people deciding that, I've had good friends in the last 3 days, long time Canadians, they're selling, they're moving to the States. Other friends have taken off already, they're in Mexico. Other friends removing their money from the big banks. What will that do if there was a massive shift where everybody who's offended by what Trudeau has done literally went to the bank and said, I'd like to withdraw my money. Doesn't matter if it's 5,000 or 500.
This is actually a golden opportunity for people to actually reclaim some of their power over the system. I think this is a golden opportunity to exit the system. I know that it's difficult to entirely remove ourselves from every vestige of this system that has entrenched itself so firmly around us. But we saw what happened last week as a result of average Canadians going in and saying, I want my $50, I want my 500, I want my 5,000, 50,000, whatever's in there. I want it, and I want it now. It struck terror in the matter of 24 banking hours to the executives, to the point where we know quite well that there were some conversations that were had with office, and in conjunction with that Senate vote that he was about to lose, that they did a hastily called news conference, and suddenly the emergency is on, and your accounts are going to be unfrozen. It's okay. We've ended this. What happened in those 24 hours? They saw the impending collapse of the Canadian financial system. I know firsthand from countless businesses and individual people that did just that, said enough is enough. We've seen the writing on the wall. We'll continue to doing business here, but we will not store or save any money in Canada beyond what's needed for current operations.